Steve, go ahead.
Hey, Bruce, you go up 1-0 on the power play goal and then get the second power play after the failed challenge. Did you sense any carefulness or lack of urgency on that second power play when you had a kind of a chance to take a sizable lead?
Well, certainly we want to score. I think the second unit I was disappointed. They don't get a lot of time, obviously, behind the first unit, but it was an opportunity for them to step up. No one wanted to shoot the puck. I mean, they still practice a lot, and we have certain, people we want to run it through, but every one of them refused to shoot the puck. I mean, we had it in the slot. We turned down a shot down the elbow up top. So it just kills your momentum. And now you go into your own end, and you've got guys that maybe aren't really playing together. And so that could have helped us, Steve, a lot, just keep the momentum. So like I said, I was disappointed in that. Our coverage on the goal, we got a D standing behind the net covering someone. I mean, it's just some breakdowns. The lack of, urgency to get a puck to the net. I think it was a bit of a formula tonight in general. We weren't willing to shoot enough. I thought at least to sort of get some opportunities to get to their goaltender, and we paid the price for it. So we didn't score 5-on-5. We just turned down way too many shots.
Matt Porter.
Bruce, what did you notice from David after that missed opportunity on the open net?
No, I don't know. That's where you know that, boy, we might be a tough night for us tonight in terms of getting things to go our way. When your best player, hits the post on an open net and just kind of sits there. But it's going to be one of those nights where you're probably not getting breaks, so you're going to have to go earn them yourself. I thought David was fine. He's trying to shoot the puck after that. Shot it hard. The guy made some saves on him. At the end of the day, I don't know if that makes a difference in the game or not. If it goes in, I really don't. It's hindsight. So, would have liked to see it go in. It didn't happen, but I thought Pasta was fine.
Joe Haggerty.
Hey, Butchie, just curious if there's a bit of a growing frustration level with some of the uncalled things that are happening out there. I'm thinking, the cross checks to Krejci before he retaliates. There was a high stick on Lausanne. Looked like at one point McAvoy got boarded from behind. None of those are called. Do you feel like there's a little more of that going your way, or do you feel like it's going in both directions there in a pretty physical series?
No, I think the whole playoffs, we haven't got very many calls go to put us on the power play. I think we certainly had enough that we've taken. Some of them have been lack of discipline. Some of them were the too many men in the ice. They have to call a couple over the glass. But I certainly think the infractions, we haven't got a lot of, like I said, a lot of calls go our way that were the borderline ones that you look at. Even some non-borderline. I mean, Chris Wagner almost got his head taken off the other night in front of the net, high stick, and you look at it, and you see the referee looking at it, they don't call it. So they see what they see. You can't do anything about it, Hags. You hope that comes around. You keep playing hard, earn your calls. We're not going to bitch about it. It is what it is. Hopefully we'll start getting the ones that we deserve and take advantage of it. That's all you can do. Even right before the goal, it looked like there could have been a call. They didn't call. They come down and score. So that's the stuff you got to play through.
Kevin Dupont.
Butch, this struck me as the most physical grinding game you've had in the playoffs thus far. Was some of that grind factor, you think, what diminished your number in terms of volume, your number of shots, attempts?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Listen, they're down 2-1. They're at home. So, all of a sudden you don't get this one. You're going on the road down 2 games. So we expected their best identity game, which would be physicality, defense, clog up the neutral zone best they could and try to out defend us and outweigh us and take advantage of opportunities. And I thought we were at times fairly patient, Kevin. We're going to the third, it's 1-1. I mean, we're okay. And I didn't think we were nearly at our best game. I think we responded well early with the physicality. We dropped our mitts when we had to, took care of business, matched them hit for hit. We just didn't have our best game executing. Through the neutral zone, they didn't change much that they've done. And tonight, for whatever reason, we had a really tough time getting our D moving their feet through there. There were some things that we just couldn't do that we've done in the first 3 games to generate offense. And Yeah, obviously you credit the Islanders, but for us, when you do it for 3 straight games and then tonight, so we'll have to look at it. Why were we antsy? We're just not executing. We didn't have the energy. There's a lot of different things that go into it, but I just don't believe we got through there crisp and got on the attack and forced them to defend and then played down low in their end. We didn't have a lot of extended shifts in their end because of that, and then you expend energy defending. And as I said, they're two 5-on-5 goals. We had major D zone breakdowns that, one behind, with a D and behind the net, the other one on the wall. A winger dives down on Barzell. That's basic coverage that he has to hold his position till the center arrives. So it's disappointing that we weren't able to get those areas done because there's a lot of battles out there. I thought our guys were competitive. They wanted to win their puck battles. They wanted to be physical. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for us. We're a little reminiscent of the start of the year where the third period, they were the better third period team. We had corrected that of late against them, but tonight, tip your hat. They were the better in the third, full value.
Thank you.
Yep.
And Roach.
Bruce, just kind of to follow up on that, not being your best game, just your thoughts now on it being 2-2 and a best of 3 series coming home for Game 5 at the Garden.
Yeah, well, we got to get our energy level back. So we'll revisit some stuff that we did better in the first 3 games, reinforce that. Obviously look at, our lineup, the health of our lineup. There could be some guys that come around for Monday. We don't know that, especially in the back end, but we'll just have to make a determination with that. That's usually where we start. We'll get back on the ice, I'm sure, if not tomorrow, Monday. Be ready to go. Listen, this is a resilient team. Good hockey club we're playing. We feel we're their equal and more. We just got to go out and prove it on Monday.
Jimmy Murphy.
Coach, you mentioned the back end there and just obviously the injuries there. How did you feel it held up throughout this game? Good or bad?
Well, I think the pairs get mixed up. I talked about that. I'm gonna have to sit with Kevin in that. I think, we'll have to look at if this is the group. Obviously at home you get last change. What's the best fit? At the end of the day, I thought Tenorti did his job. He went in, he played hard, give us some bite, move some pucks. I just think we had some unforced errors and in the first period there with our D gave up a great chance, I think, to Beauvillier. Just, another one I think we might have blocked that down low from 2 guys that move the puck well. So I can't put on the young guys that one. We were out of sync a little in that regard. And then they, eventually started pushing and, some of our D, I thought, handled it very well. Like I said, we had a breakdown in the first goal that should not happen. So we'll try to correct that in a hurry and get back to work, as I said. So all in all, I thought they were fine back there. A little extra minutes for guys and with the new with Tenorti back in. So we'll like I said, when you watch the video, Jimmy, it's a little easier to see if we're turning down shots from up top or we're missing assignments down low. And like I said, we'll have a better idea then.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah.